Welcome to the front, me commandos. Today we are doing Armchair General. I'm Nico the Iron Elf, a war elf forged in the fires of battle. In Armchair General, what we do is we look at modern war equipment, military tactics, and modern combat developments. So that's what we're going to be doing this today. Hi, Rare. Welcome to the stream. Oh, you already got the hat. Oh no.
Iron, you need to play the background.
The background? What do you mean?
It looks like I'm just making a joke. Yeah, you got to start the slideshow since
Oh,
it's just
true.
like the.
Okay.
I'm also Yogg, by the way. I forgot to introduce myself.
Yeah,
Like
sorry
normal.
about that. Hello, Saint Green. Welcome. And we are joined with Yogg, who helps a lot on the slides, and he's very fun and
Yes.
knows all the stuff. Ads? I thought I got the ads out of the way. Abrams, do you have ads?
I think I got like ads for like a second. By the way, guys, I watch the streams. I'm blind, so I just watch it with Iron. So I think I got like an ad for like 30 seconds, but I think it's done.
No. Okay, there's another 15 seconds on the ad.
That's so lame.
I know. Why did it keep going? You made it to the S2 brief. True. Welcome. Cheeky knows a lot about it, so hopefully I don't get too much wrong. I don't want to be boiled again.
Us.
No.
He's gonna kill us.
True. Okay. And let me fix this. There we go. Everything's working. And the ads are done. Okay, let's get into it. So this week we had Operation Spiderweb. A lot of people already heard about this, but it was a surprise attack on Russian air bases using truck full of drones. So the trucks were driven by Russians who didn't know what the cargo was, and the tops of the trucks popped off. The drones flew out, and then the trucks self-detonated once the mission was complete. So
Yep.
out of 6 trucks, 4 made it.
Yep. I was gonna say 2 of them just blew up on the road, and
Yeah.
and unfortunately, as best as this was planned out for 2 years, we're gonna show like there was a little bit of mistakes made along the way, but nothing's perfect.
That's what I was saying initially. This is straight out of A7. Yeah.
Yes.
They were celebrating it a lot. I'm a little concerned about the ethics of this operation, but it was very, very successful. Yeah.
I disagree with the effectiveness of this because I feel like you could have at least gotten at least half the bomber fleet. You could have at least taken out no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Way too ambitious.
Okay, but I will point out what could have been an even bigger target. So let's continue, but there was an even bigger target that they missed.
So the estimated damage is 4 at the airbase in the north. I think that was the scrap A-50 at the airfield here. Unknown here, and some all the way over here on the other side. Moscow? Yeah, I think that is Moscow, right?
No, that's Moscow's, I think, the Oblast just above.
Is it the little circle one here?
I can't. Yes, I think it's like nearish.
Yeah, so it's a little past Moscow.
Yes.
But here's some of the video of the attack that we have. And this is them deploying out of the top.
Oh, the bigger target. We will go over what hi Maki. I will say like the bigger target is I will go over it. It's not. We'll get to it when we get to it.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, bitch. Why are we even driving anymore?
Yeah, right?
That does exist in some countries. I always found that so fascinating. There are self-driving like trucks and stuff to deliver. In Germany, they have electric trucks which go on. I'm sorry for going off topic, but they have like they're attached to like power lines and they drive down the roads.
Yeah. All right. Welcome to the stream, Maki. So that was the video that one of the truck drivers took from the trucks, and then we have some pictures of how they stored it in the trucks. As an IW guy, I'm 100% supportive. From the SSO guy in me, I'm fucking horrified. Right?
Yeah.
It's like, dang, that's a good attack.
It's funny
I
because
don't
there's
know
actually.
though.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's interesting because there have been in like against like there was one in Puerto Rico against strategic bombers that happened in like the 70s. Uh, like a very similar attack, and what is it? Yeah, they one of them
Mackie,
like
thank you for the head
10
pats.
carrier planes and sorry 12 carrier planes were destroyed by civilians, just like a small like two guys running in and destroying them all. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So we have the pictures here. They spent over a year in planning this. So they made these trucks that have the special roof that they're very narrow, so it's a little hard to find. But they hide a bunch of drones in the roof like such. Hey Green, thank you for the head pats.
I'm honestly surprised only two of them blew up before they made it to their target. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, are the drivers okay?
No, they're all dead.
Oh, okay.
All
Remember the
the
ethics I was talking about?
no, all the
Oh,
drivers were dead, and one guy got strangled by locals because they thought he was like a Ukrainian. Like
oh,
they thought he was a soldier.
yeah, that's I don't know. You kind of deliberately put Russian civilians at the forefront. I don't know. It seems a little sus. Did they
How they
die?
died? The trucks blew up after
Yeah,
like
they
the trucks
self-destructed.
actually just blew up.
Yeah, from a strategic standpoint, yeah, it's a brilliant, super crazy attack. It was wildly successful.
Yeah,
So
but
here's
let
the
us
battle
continue.
damage. This was earlier. We were like, hey, we're not sure what was destroyed. We were trying to find out. They blew up with the driver. Some of them.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
being dead serious. Like they just two of them just blew up before they made it to their designations. And what happened was just the drone just blew up.
Yeah. Japanese much? No, that's the thing is they used Russian civilian drivers to transport the material, the weapons.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit
Oh,
not good.
Captain Chiggy, about those AWACS. You're not gonna like what I have for the next one.
Yeah. So here we have some satellite footage of damaged or destroyed Tu-95s. So there's about 4 here on
Yes.
this airfield. And then this is what
Yep.
Russia is claiming on Telegram and Twitter. That the red is destroyed, gray is damaged, and green is fine. And so they're like, we didn't take that much damage. Everything's okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say those Tu-95s. That's a big hit. But the reason why I was talking about bigger targets is, excuse me, those Tu-160s. We're gonna show you what the difference in carrying capacity is because
Yeah.
those boys are like the big boys that should be destroyed.
Yeah, and then we have some footage here from the drone itself. So let me pause it real quick. So right off the bat, you can see the kind of the software that you're using. Kind of neat.
Windows 95, if you will.
Yeah, and they're streaming in OBS. They're just like me.
Could you imagine there's like a little VTuber?
Oh
They
God,
had
no.
blackjacks. Why didn't they target those? Nah, I'm not gonna say triple it. That's Chiggy.
Yeah,
Chiggy, I think you're going way. Like that would be. That's way too high.
yeah.
Nine
I
would be
mean,
nine.
we
Like we would see satellite photos of nine.
that's also true. We just got to go with what we have. I mean, just
Why didn't they target the
don't trust what can't be
blackjacks?
proven.
Yeah. Why didn't they target those black? No, I think they just didn't have any blackjacks at those air bases at the time.
Yeah.
No, wait. 90. Sorry. Uh, I meant T160. Sorry, I'm just so like I call everything by its official names.
Yeah. Oh,
I feel like such a nerd.
one of the things I'm seeing on Twitter is there's a lot of AI generated satellite photos, and they're making fake stuff.
Yeah,
And
please
so
don't look
it's
at those
gonna, yeah,
guys.
yeah, it's really hard to tell what's real and what's not. So I might end up
Please.
posting stuff That might not be real, and I would feel really, really bad.
That's why we both check our stuff.
Yeah,
We
it's
have
hard
to.
though.
We have like it's just me going like being skeptical on everything because I think it's a good balance to. I feel like it's a good balance to have. Thank you, M1.
Hmm.
Sorry, I just keep mixing it up. I'm just poo brain
Here,
right now sometimes.
TU-95, TU-160, Blackjack. Okay. I trust Chiggy. I think Chiggy might be right here.
I'm always skeptical because
Yeah.
10 losses for Bears would be a lot more damaging than
Oh,
it, but I could have.
did we just
That
watch
was
this one?
cool. I think we just did. We got to go to the next one.
Okay, it's hard to tell.
They all
Okay,
look the
here's another
same.
one. Here's the second one. So they're just showing, like, kind of looking for which targets.
By the
Which
way,
these
for
are.
context, these are FPV drones, so
Oh, I
they
passed
have to
it.
be very. Oh, what?
There we go. So on the wings, they put a bunch of tires. Do you know why they did that?
I heard this basically confuses systems. It just confuses stuff.
Okay. Oh, that was
That's
just
what I've
something I
heard.
saw.
I've just heard it confuses systems a lot.
Ah, all right.
I could be 100% wrong.
Oh, yeah, that one got giga wrecked. So that one's lost. I would just write that off
Yeah,
now.
that one's lost. Yeah, that one's
Yeah.
100% lost.
Yeah, no data for 5 seconds. They might have flown into the fire and this drone itself got destroyed. But
Yeah, 100%.
yeah.
All right, and the next one.
And then this is the last one where they're just kind of lining it up.
So, oh, by the way,
Hmm.
someone asked why air defenses were not doing that. So it turns out there are Panzer air defense systems at these bases meant to just stop missiles and jets. Nobody thought
Oh,
FPV drones would be coming through. So everyone's
yeah.
like, "But why are there no?" It's like, look, it's just they put the bases to be like, like, okay, we're going to defend against missiles, and like
Yeah.
they would assume you'd launch a Neptune missile here.
Yeah,
That's
they
kind
might
of the
have
assumption.
had the radar set up to filter it out or can't pick up the small FPV drones.
Yeah,
Uh,
people always forget FPV drones are about like the size of what, like a switch,
like a
like a
bird.
fucking like a bird.
Yeah. All right, next slide.
This is
All right.
my slide.
All right.
Okay,
So
so
go ahead.
the A50s that were targeted in the attack were just scrapyard A50s. Like if you look at the videos, someone had actually pointed this out to me. The engines are gone on the two ones that have been hit, and the radars are rusted.
Yeah.
So that's what was. So the video stuff like, oh my god, they hit the A50. They did not hit A50s. They hit scrapyard A50s, which are used basically. They're very important still, by the way. These are very important planes because they're used for scrap parts.
Hmm.
Extremely low. Yeah, actually, that's true. Radar would grab their toe, but you got to remember the radar is probably still set up for just like we have to defend against.
Yeah.
But
Oh, okay.
these are scrapyard planes. These are not fully fledged A50s. There was no A50s in the area. AWACS is perfectly fine still.
Okay. All right, and then here's some more satellite footage of a bunch of A50s. Kind of. I think those are the scrapyard
Yeah.
ones. Yeah.
Yes, so this
See.
is the exact scrapyard that was hit. As you can see, very rusty.
Yep. So Russia's response was to start searching like all the trucks. They set up like a couple checkpoints, logistical areas, and it caused a huge backlog of commerce. So, I mean, it'll slow down some of their money stuff, but I would agree with this because they might find like a truck or two somewhere where they're like, you can't not do it, and then they're like, oh, we got hit again, and we did nothing.
Yeah, it's best just to check. And they like with them building all that new infrastructure to get into southern Ukraine now with the railroads and all the roads being built, it would have likely just it would have been a disaster. It would have been like a disaster not to check. A VAPAS? What the hell is it?
System would expedite their search. Too bad they're stupid. That is like the Ukrainian army motto, where they're like, "We're lucky that they are so dumb." Holy moly! Can you imagine if they were good? It would be over. They have
wouldn't
so
a truck
much more
full
stuff.
of explosions? I was gonna say, wouldn't a truck full of explosions just blow up if you put it under that?
Yeah, but I mean, it's better than it getting to
I
its
know,
objective.
but like I'm just imagining some poor guy being like, "All right, just put your trucks," and just like you just see like the giant bomb just go off.
Giant X-ray, but for cargo trucks that's mobile. Yeah. Oh,
They probably have those at like truck stops. I can actually let me go look that up.
Oh.
I bet you there's a Russian model that exists.
What's this one? Oh, this is the drone thing.
This was actually. So I wanted to show you guys the comparison between basically a TU-95, a black, and a TU-160. So basically, what I was saying is, while now taking out TU-95s is extremely important, if they start moving the what is it, VT? If they start moving to T-160s, that's going to be a lot more damage towards Ukraine, because as you can see, the T-160 holds double capacity for every type of cruise missile used.
Yeah.
And would be like if they started actually using it, because I imagine they were using the Black Bears because it was like probably cheaper, honestly.
Yeah.
And Blackjacks are still being made today. There was 2 planes delivered last year.
Oh, okay.
Like 2 new airframes, not just like 2, like 2 modernized ones, 2 new airframes. So this would have been the more important target in my eyes.
Okay.
Because that would have been a bigger strike against any like Russian nuclear doctrine.
Okay. A legend, welcome to the stream. How are you? Updates? Imagine being the Russian guy who has a legitimate shipment of drones. He would have his papers, though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Basically, they're buff. Yeah. Versus the guy tells you not to worry about.
I like the TU-160. I think it looks I think it's a better plane, and I don't know why they still keep the TU-95. Like, I don't know. What do you guys think?
Right. Milk dairy delivery for us. Welcome.
God, milk.
Yeah, thirsty. So, also this week, the Ukrainian commander-in-chief resigned, and this is because it sounds like something happened where he told them to take some precautions because training camps were hit. They didn't do the thing he told them to do, and then they got hit again, and it took out a bunch of recruits. So he resigned after he was like, "Hey, I'm not being a good commander because they're not listening or they're ignoring orders." And he's like, "Okay, that's my fault."
Is that his fault?
Yes.
Is that really his fault though?
Yep.
If like nobody's listening to him?
Yes.
I feel like that's like a discipline problem.
Exactly.
But yeah, basically this guy was in charge of the ground forces of Ukraine. I personally think he was resigning because of the Sumy Oblast incidences, but I think it's most likely this too.
Yeah. Oh, the Ukrainian colonel also got killed in a bombing. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Ukrainian Colonel Oleg Novensky, who was in charge of recruitment in the Odessa area, has been killed in a car bombing. This happened like 2 hours ago.
Jeez, okay, yeah, so...
Yep.
That's not good. So this week, Russia launched a ton of missiles, again, as usual, and a bunch of UAVs. But I think the main one this week was Iskanders?
Yep. So this week we have seen. Last week was 40. This week was 34. Like minute differences in the two, but Iskanders continue to be the brunt force of the Russian air campaign. As you can see, cruise missiles. There was actually a hypersonic missile launch this week, and nobody knows what it hit. Ooh. It hit something, and nobody knows what exactly was hit.
Okay, wow. Hypersonics are rare, so
That's what I'm saying. Like,
where do we know where it hit? Like, not like what it hit, but was it like?
I give me like 2 seconds to get it
Hmm,
out. Please,
okay,
it's like stay on the slide, stay on the slide.
yeah. And again, the
Uh,
drone swarms just all crazy everywhere.
yeah.
Mhm.
What is it? I can't. Oh gosh, the name of it. Me. It's gonna take me forever because I cannot pronounce it. But it was give me 1 second. I gotta get it
Okay,
again. I just lost it. But no, as you can see, actually, uh S-400s and 800s have been used a lot this week.
okay. And are they being used for air defense, or are they the repurposed ones for long range strikes?
Both. Okay, it
Hmm.
was Nikolavi. Nikolavi was hit by a Kinzo. It's a city in Ukraine, and it is by Odessa. It's next to Odessa, huh? And nobody knows what got hit.
Hmm.
Are you winning, son? I wish.
Yeah. Oh, welcome to the stream, Lee. Oh, let me give a shout out to Chiggy. He plays a lot of War Thunder and he knows a lot of cool stuff, so give him a follow. And on YouTube, Lee streams on YouTube and he plays a lot of strategy games. Really fun. You should check him out.
Yeah, boy. Please don't murder me.
I don't think I can do a YouTube shout out. I don't know how that works.
I don't know. Listen to him on YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, you have the
But
map. Okay, so here
yes,
is the path that the missiles took. So you can
yep.
see that
Last,
they're
yep.
maneuvering en route, which is like bypassing a lot of air defense. They're not just straight lines; they are maneuverable.
The straight lines are the Iskanders, by the way. The straight lines are the ballistic
Hmm.
missiles, but the cruise missiles are like, as you can see, they are going crazy to get
Yeah.
to Western Ukraine. But like I said, like weird big strike on Western Ukraine this week.
Oh, that's one thing I wanted to point out. The ice scanners here, you can see kind of circle paths, which, like, especially this one, doesn't make any sense. Which is like, can they loiter? I didn't know they could loiter.
It's Iskander K's can loiter, but not the traditional one. So Iskander K's
Ah,
can.
okay.
Like those are the more advanced
Thank
ones,
you. You're welcome,
it
Chiggy.
seems. But
And
yeah, no,
Lee, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Caliber, basically the cruise missiles can, yeah,
Ah,
the ones
okay.
launched from the ships.
So here, Sumi has not gone well. Their main thing is they've been using ATV and motorcycles, which have been super maneuverable, and they keep catching the Ukrainians out of position. They've
Oh
gained quite a
gosh,
bit. It's been a really successful tactic.
it
Uh,
is crazy because what is it? They've said the Sumy Oblast has gone from like 0% to 1% captured in like a week, which may not sound like a lot, but you got to remember that's
mm,
very fast for just guys on motorcycles and bikes, you know.
yeah. And then the Russian objective is still to get within conventional artillery range, which will be like around here. And Ukraine is countering this by their strategy is by they're doing HIMARS on force concentrations with HIMARS, artillery, and drones. They
I
took out the 155th Naval Brigade commander with one strike that was kind of like that.
Yeah,
That's
it's just
only.
however
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, however, it just seems that from what they're saying, it seems like it's not a traditional offensive.
Yeah,
So this tactic is not working.
yeah. And that commander of the 155th is only like a 16th. He commands like a 16th of the forces in the area, so it probably
Yeah,
won't slow them down too much unless they can get more strikes in.
yeah.
Yeah. Here, this is one
Yeah.
such example of what they're using to maneuver.
So this is an actual quote from the Ukrainian military. Um,
Oh,
in in the Sumy direction, Russian troops do not use armored vehicles. Instead, small assault groups are used, which sometimes try to move on ATVs or motorcycles in order to advance as quickly as possible.
yeah.
So, you and I said that was cope. Oh yeah, and this is
Yeah.
Sumi, by the way, guys. This is as
Chiggy, thank
close
you
as
for
they
the
are to Sumi.
Prime. Welcome,
Oh,
welcome. Prime sub. Thank you, Chiggy. 2 months. Let's
yay!
go. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it a lot. Thanks, Chiggy.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry,
Oh,
I'm
what's
just
this picture?
excited. That's Sumi. That's the city of
Oh,
Sumi. They're within range now.
of drones, not artillery yet, right? They're not.
No, this is where soldiers are stationed. They're only about 16 kilometers away from the city.
Okay. So they're very close to their objective. I think they'll get it soon.
They probably are within their objective. What's Russian artillery range?
I don't know. It's like about 13 to 20 clicks, but it would not be
Let's.
like directly on the front line. So that's another issue.
Yeah, probably.
24
They would have to
kilometers?
be.
Yeah.
Yeah, 24 or 25 kilometers. Yeah, I'm looking it up. Bigger stuff is like 50, but like 24 would be like average for like a units being used right now.
Yeah. If they move their self-propelled artillery that close, the recon drones will spot it, and then it'll get droned to death.
Yeah, it's essentially just like it's not worth it, you know.
Yeah. And then
So this was a push today. I wanted to point out, as you can see, there was 2 border crossings again today.
Oh.
So they're just pushing and pushing and cutting through every hole they can within Ukraine's defense lines, and Ukraine's just so Ukraine. I forgot to add this in. They're launching like a small offensive to capture a single village in the air in Kursk to try to distract forces. But as you can see, Russian forces are just pushing and pushing. And actually, that village, Sadki, as you can see right there, was captured an hour ago.
Oh. Yeah,
So they're moving fast.
Yeah, the Ukrainians don't have the infantry to guard their lines like they used to. They're running out of troops.
And they're moving fast, these
Yeah.
boys. Yeah,
And see
here's like
more
a
attacks
bunch of
here.
movement.
Yeah. Oh, and they have captured some stuff from Sumi. I think here is a leopard with some ERA on it. And then is this all the same leopard? I can't really tell that one. No, this is something else.
That's an Abrams, and the
Oh
other thing
yeah,
is
that
a.
is the Abrams. No.
Yeah, we were talking about that. They just captured a perfectly fine Abrams.
Jeez, okay, that's not good.
And below here is a self-propelled artillery. I think it's
Yeah.
MS 109.
Okay.
So, it, one second.
You,
Let me see if I can get the name of it correct.
is Ukraine going to have another conscript wave? They really need to. Have a 90s model M1? Yeah, but I'm a little upset with how poorly the M1 is performing. It's like,
Yeah,
no,
they're
please do
capturing a
better.
lot of them.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though, Captain Chiggy. While the AMM ones are 90s, a lot of these leopards, they're sending a little bit more modern leopards, like Sweden's ones, and all of Sweden's has unfortunately. Have they? I think they've lost all of Sweden's ones so far.
Oh, already? Jeez. Okay. Yeah. Russia
Well, Sweden
is.
only sent 9, by the way,
Yeah.
so context.
Oh, I don't think I put it in the slides because I forgot about it. Did I say the commander of the Air Force for Ukraine? Is that in the slides?
No,
Yeah,
no, we don't have them. What happened?
he had a tragic accident and fell out of a window.
No, the Ukrainian Air Force? What?
Yeah, didn't he? I'm pretty sure that happened. The deputy commander?
Uh, I don't know. I've heard of that, but I don't know if it's true.
Okay. Yeah. So that's just more Russia infighting. It was Wagner versus the military, and then Wagner's gone. So then it was the Air Force versus the Army, and now it might be everything's under the Army now, which would be a threat to Putin.
Yeah.
The Windows of Doom. True.
Oh yeah. So here is the battle for Host Yan Yanvinka. It's the one of the few cities left in Donetsk, and as you can see, there's been 50 to 60 kilometers captured this week to try. It doesn't look like they're pushing forward. It seems they're going a wide approach.
Yeah. Prigozhin should have
What do you
never
think?
stopped. Yeah, the thing with Prigozhin is I don't think he actually had the support that people kind of wished that he had. He had like
Uh,
2,000 guys and they had fortified Moscow, so I don't think he was going to get through. It was over for him. But
yeah.
yeah, he probably shouldn't have stopped. It would have ended the same anyway.
But
I
yeah, as you can see, I was going to ask,
yep.
like, do you believe that being wide or being going like pushing forward would have been better
For who?
for this for Russia? Do you think they're going to be pushing wide continuously or just pushing forward?
Wide. I think Ukraine's weakness is not having enough guys, so they just constantly exploit wherever the gap is, and they'll keep
Yeah,
getting
okay,
through.
makes sense.
Yeah. IL-76 production's going up.
Hmm. Yeah, IL-76 production is set to increase from 7 to 12. And these are the planes that are cargo transportation for the Russian military and the bodies of A-50s and A-100s.
Okay.
So these
Well,
are very valuable aircraft.
yeah. And then here this week, they're estimating that Russia lost 8,000 casualties, took 8,000 casualties across all the fronts, which is quite significant. And in for political news, they promised to continue their unconditional support for Ukraine or for Russia during the visit. So they
Yep.
might continue to expand their treaties, but they definitely are going to continue what they have right now.
Yeah. It just seems like they're just going to be what's going to happen is Russia's going to give them the ability to continue to help them produce.
Hmm.
As for here, as you can see, Russian FPV drones have been gotten a boost and can now go 50 kilometers.
Yeah, so the fiber optics prevent the jamming, so they can't get jammed with this wire. And it only weighs 25 pounds, so it's definitely a little bit of a bigger drone that can carry it, but an unjammable long range drone is pretty good. Right?
Yeah,
And the glide
pretty
bombs, they
good.
increased the range to 95 kilometers. How did they do that?
So apparently they've updated the metal and material within the glide bombs themselves to actually increase their range. So essentially, they're a lot more powerful now. So
Oh,
now the range has gone up to 95 kilometers, which is disastrous for
yeah,
Ukrainian cities.
that's pretty bad. Oh,
Because now Sukhoi 35s can just drop them off and just, leave.
yeah. All right, so we have the territory that has been captured this month in red and yellow. So
Hmm.
they've made some significant gains this month. Mostly
Yep.
are here
And,
around Toretsk.
yep, I'm very excited.
Oh.
Because I got a lot for this one. I did a lot of math.
Oh, very nice.
By the way, thank you AMK mapping for doing a lot of those numbers. But so here is all the numbers for the advances for Russia. As you can see, Donetsk and Sumy are the biggest oblasts they're pushing around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Geez, you can see, yeah, Ukraine has done localized counterattacks, which just small scale stuff, just for tactical advantages, not anything strategic. So. Russia, however, has continued their offensives. It's not looking good,
Yep.
friends. It's pretty
So
bad.
for context, the this month the area captured is the size of Dominica, which I put
Jeez.
next to Washington D.C.
Oh, okay.
just to sort of give a scale. I think it's very important for scale.
Yeah.
It's
Here's some more
very
maps
important for
of
scale,
the captured
guys.
territory. So,
Yes. So here's Sumi. This is from a few weeks earlier this week, so some stuff has not been added in yet.
oh, okay. Sumi. This one is
But
Donetsk. You can see the city here. Captured
yes,
some of
and
this.
A lot of pushes in here. By the way, blue. There is a little bit of blue.
Oh yeah, you can
That's
see the light
Ukraine's
blue.
pushes. That is Ukraine's pushes.
Yeah, it's bleak. A little light blue here. Damn, it's not good. Yeah. So Russia is now continuing to target the energy infrastructure, and so they're hitting windmills now.
Yes. I thought that was crazy, the FPVs hitting windmills, because I don't really think I never thought of that before. Have they been struck before?
Windmills? Not really. I think they're running out of the
Yeah,
main power station things to hit.
that's what I'm saying. Like it kind of shows like the wars evolved because this is a localized one, and I don't like the FPV just goes in and smashes into it. I'm just thinking to myself, is there no more like energy signals to hit?
Mm-hmm. Making frozen margarita? Yummy! Good start to the
Hell
weekend.
yeah.
Oh, they saved the boat! Okay, that's... I mean, they're still getting executed, but it's a good boat, so... It's good for North Korea to have saved it. It
100%
means...
because this is the boat that like if the U.S. ever was trying to invade it would at least fire. It would at least be destroyed first, so the other guys can escape.
Yeah, it's their best one. You got it. Look at it. It has air defense. It has missiles. It was a good boat.
Yeah, I liked it.
A-
I personally liked it.
yeah, Abrams on the way to Taiwan. China's kind of saber rattling. I don't think anything's gonna happen from it.
No,
China still doesn't have the navy, and they're doing the peaceful thing anyway. I
yeah,
say
I guess,
peaceful.
but
I mean not direct open war. They're not gonna do that. They like what they're
yeah,
doing now.
Silent War, the Silent War. If you guys have ever listened to Megadeth from Washington Is Next,
Oh, not.
Megadeth is a schizo band. It's so fun.
Oh,
It's like an old man. And I'm gonna break character for like a minute. It's an old man schizo band. It's literally the funniest thing to listen to. No, they're like every song is like in 1968, the U.S. government sent MK Ultra to drug our local streets. Please remember
oh.
to blah blah blah. Like, and then it just goes to like the best guitar riff you've ever heard. I know, Lee.
Megadeth
They're
is
great.
great. Okay, I'll have to look them up. Oh yeah, didn't
Uh,
China do the thing where they killed a bunch of oranges in Florida? Was that them?
uh, I have not heard any local news about that, and I am in that area, so I have not heard
Okay.
it just yet.
Maybe it was just Twitter schizo posting. I don't know. I get
Which
those
is the best, by the
sometimes.
way. I love that shit,
Yeah.
by the way. I love that.
I will not accept any Megadeth slander. I'm not slandering them. I just haven't heard of them. I'll look
I
them
am
up.
slandering them.
Oh, China did get caught with the crop killing fungus. Oh, see, I think that's what it was.
That was Michigan. I was like, Florida?
Oh, okay.
You know,
See,
I
I
got
can get
confused.
stuff wrong, chat. Alright, but that is the end of our slides. So I think we'll be
Yes.
back in a little bit with some more Thunder. If Mexi's still playing, let's go ahead and raid Mexi. Alright, and then we'll join him after we take a little break and get some food. Bye bye. Thanks for stopping by.
Bye, everybody.